Hey everyone, and welcome to the season finale of the Ask Not Me Anything podcast. And today I sit down with a guest that is very much requested, the Quarantine Cutie, Tori Cignarella. We got a lot of questions for this episode as expected, and a lot of the questions were the question that everyone wanted to know, which is, are we a couple? Are we going to get married? Along these lines, and we addressed that along with many other things. I just wanted everyone to get to know Tori more and just hear us in conversation, which is what we do. So yeah, let's just get right to it. I'm super excited to be sitting down here with the one and only, the Quarantine Cutie, Tori Cignarella, aka Tori Cigs. Tori, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I like your earrings a lot.
Thank you. They were a birthday present.
Dinosaurs?
They're little dinosaurs.
Amazing. Cool. Are you ready to do this?
I'm as ready as I will be. I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a little nervous.
Well, I have no idea what people. I mean, like, I know people are going to ask about the story, but like, I don't know what else.
Yeah. So I looked through the questions, and we got about 500 questions.
No.
And
Why?
probably 400 something, a little bit north of 400 of them were the same question.
Okay.
Which we will address later in the podcast. But first is the first question, which comes in from. Ooh, I'm a little disorganized here. Let me bring up the folder. First question is coming in from Selg Fabi. How did you both react when you found out that your Quarantine Cutie story went viral?
Ooh. Well, I reacted personally. It was kind of just like this is happening. Like, kind of like, you know, it just started happening, and then I texted my parents. Like, I think it was like the middle of the night. They were sleeping. I was like, by the way, I think this thing that went on the internet is going viral. Sorry. Like, I think that's exactly what I texted. And my dad like thought that I was talking about the virus because he's like viral, and he literally thought like I got sick, and he was like, oh yeah. And I think once we started getting reached out to like by multiple news outlets, I was like, oh, this is not. Like, once we like started going viral, I was like, oh, this will be like a thing for a week, and then it'll go away.
Yeah,
and
but no, it was over a month. It was 2 months, maybe.
Like 2 months of like active like interviews with like CBS and like all these other outlets. And
so going back to the question, I think an interesting thing that people might not realize about this going viral, me and you not knowing each other before, all of a sudden we were getting reached out to for interviews from all these different outlets, which is like incredible that people want to share our story, and knowing that it's a feel good story for a lot of people, and I like to think it gave a lot of people hope in these times that are super uncertain.
Well, definitely did.
People needed a feel good story with everything happening in the news. So we wanted to both do as many interviews as possible to spread the story as much as possible. Also because it's cool to just share. Yeah. I mean,
but we were like also getting to know each other at the same time.
But it was because like, so getting to know each other, most of our conversations were us just telling the same story over and over again. And we had to like say it. I mean, we said it with enthusiasm every time, because I mean, it is exciting to tell it, but anything, no matter what it is, if you're doing it's
draining.
Again, it was very draining. It was very draining, and we would joke about it.
Oh yeah.
But then we would go back and tell the story again. Yeah. Right afterwards. How many interviews do you think we did?
Oh my god. Like
together. Because we also did our separate interviews.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I didn't do as many solo. You definitely did more solo ones because you were obviously the like person that put it out there. People weren't really reaching out to like me directly. They were more so reaching out to you for us.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
We did a lot though.
Yeah, we did a lot. Like those first 2 weeks were madness. I had 2 full-time jobs, it felt like. Yeah. Like I was somewhere in between. I would have to tell my boss like, hey, I'm sorry, I have to hop off because I have a call. And like the call would be like some news story in like, I don't know, a fully different country. And we'd have to like, we did like that one story with like Australia, and we were like live at 8 p.m.
That's right. Yeah. Also, we did some live interviews.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And now look at us now. We're interviewing. I'm interviewing you. We're interviewing each other a little bit.
This is weird. Yeah. The tables are literally turning.
About 1 year and 2 months later.
Yeah,
1 year and 1 month later.
Just about. Yeah. Which, wow, I can't believe it. But it's been.
We didn't know each other a month and 2 years.
No.
A year and 2 months ago.
Nope.
And now we're sitting here. Life is crazy. Next question is from Christine Grandon. What dance was she performing on the rooftop when you first saw her?
Oh, wow. It was a really, really bad rendition of the High School Musical We're All in This Together dance. I did mention that in a few places because people asked. It was really bad. And like I did like that really bad.
I thought it was good.
Thank you. And like I did that really bad toe touch at the end and I watched that video back and like one of the like sources like used it in the video and I was like, oh no, I can do better than that, I swear. And like my beanie flew off and I was like, everything about that ending was just like, thank you for not using that in the initial TikTok.
Got you. Yeah. So to recap that for people who aren't familiar, this was when right at the beginning of quarantine, I was looking out my window a lot because I started this photo series where I was documenting people doing things on their roof, whether they were playing music or throwing a frisbee or stretching or doing yoga or dancing. And that's when I noticed right across the street for me, a lot of these rooftops were like further away, but right across the street from me, there was this girl dancing. And I like just downloaded TikTok earlier in the year. And so I kind of like understood that TikTok dances were a thing, especially like quarantine because you're in your house. So TikTok dances became even more of a thing. And I just assumed you were doing a TikTok dance. And
I remember seeing some of the comments that people were like, you really thought it was a TikTok dance. She's clearly doing the wild cats. Like, and I was like, it really wasn't that clear. So I'm glad y'all saw it because I didn't think it was that obvious. But
regardless, I thought it was pretty graceful. And
thank you.
I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to, you know, shoot my shot with you, and that's what happened.
Now here we are.
Yeah, now here we are. And so that one more time, that dance is called what? It's from High School Reunion.
Yeah,
Zac Efron, Vanessa Carlton, Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh my God, yeah. It was all of them at the end, like the ending sequence from like when they're all in the gym. They like won the like like the mathlete thing and like the basketball game. And they're doing we're all in this.
It's a feel good moment.
Yeah, it's the best.
Cool.
I watched like the sing along and the dance along.
I want to do like a side by side comparison to see the dancing.
No, it's not gonna be good. Don't do that.
Question from Mr. Hollander. Did you know of Germ before you met via drone?
I did not. I know that's like a thing that some people don't believe.
A lot of people thought we did, but even though we did live across the street from each other, we don't live across the street anymore because you moved still in the neighborhood.
Still in the neighborhood, just
it's okay.
Not across the street.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a way better apartment now, so.
Better apartment. It's just further away from where I'd like to be, but it's okay.
It's nice. You got a lot of good natural light in an extra room for.
Finally got a skylight. Like finally got a skylight, but it's got a skylight, which is really nice. Bigger room, so
yeah.
But,
wait, what was the question? Question was,
did we know each other?
Oh yeah, so we didn't.
No.
Even though we were right across the street from each other.
I've never seen you in
But
my
that's
life.
like, I feel like in other parts of the country, the world, whatever, you like know your neighbors.
Yeah.
But in New York, it's pretty common that even if you don't know a lot of your neighbors.
Yeah.
I like,
at least in like our age group, I'd say like a lot of us that, you know, moved to Bushwick or like not like necessarily from Bushwick.
Yeah.
I only got to know the people in my building literally during quarantine because we were like, who else are we going to communicate
But that's
with?
even just in your building. But even like on our block, I mean, how many apartments are there? I'm a lot like my mom. My mom says hi to everyone and just like meets and so I know some people on the block, but it's kind of impossible to know everyone.
Right. And I don't even think we were like ever even in passing.
But I wonder if we ever were. I wonder if we must have.
At
we
least
must
at like
have crossed.
Bar or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This neighborhood's small.
It is. But and I was only there though for about 6 months before everything happened.
Right.
So could be.
Who knows?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Next question is from Antonio_DeCartina. What was your life before you became Quarantine Cutie?
Very average.
And how has your life changed now?
Ooh, very average. And I mean, it's still pretty, it's not much different than it was. I work a day job and I go to that every day. I've been going to that pretty much every day, even throughout the pandemic. I started going in every day in June. Yeah, I mean, I would just, I'd go to work, I'd hang out with my friends, like, go like out to like concerts or bar. Like it was very like, just like, let's explore New York. It wasn't really anything. I don't want to say the word special because I really enjoy it. I enjoy my life.
The best things in life are simple.
Exactly.
So.
It hasn't changed too much.
Yeah.
Other than like things like this, which like my friends like obviously aren't really doing.
We also met a lot of each other's friends.
Yes, we have.
I mean, yeah. You also did an influencer gig. Is it just once or you did it a couple times? No?
I think twice.
Because from this, how much did you, I mean, would you say that you became an influencer?
I mean, I guess in like a low-key way, sure. I don't like actively, my Instagram, if you do follow me on Instagram, I'm not really actively like posting pictures that are meant to be like trying to get brand deals. I've realized that like I really like keeping my Instagram just like my thing, but if you want to follow me, like you can.
Right.
But I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna post as if like, you know, I still had my like 1,500 followers before.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
You know, and so when people have stuck around, and I'm like, okay, I guess. I don't know what content I'm providing. But
I admire you that you feel that same way. I feel like other people in this situation would. I mean, I don't blame people, but it could change a lot of things, and you could look at things a lot differently, and you're just
I'm just vibing on Instagram and on TikTok. I don't even really post on TikTok, but yeah, I mean, then I've done like a few things, and it was fun.
I got you to make a TikTok. Remember? I just remember that now.
I had a TikTok.
You had a TikTok,
but you were like, you should post something.
Okay, so when this started to happen, when we started to go viral, and we realized it, I just assumed that you would want followers on your TikTok page, and and you didn't have anything to show there. I was like, just do one dance video, because I knew you like dancing.
I just did like talking thing. I don't even think I danced.
What was the first video?
The first one I did, oh god, I don't even remember. I did 2 before you started like tagging me and things, and the second one was basically just like, before y'all get here, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because I tagged you in things, and then people couldn't even comment on your page because you didn't even have a single video, right?
No, well, no, I did it before. You were like, just put one beforehand. Okay. But I think I did 2, and the more recent one was literally just me being like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I have no idea what's going on. Like, you know,
I remember seeing that.
Choose to unfollow me. Like, just thank you for my 5 minutes of fame. And everyone was like, we love this. We're not leaving. And I was like, no, really, you're gonna get crap.
I remember watching that, and I was like, this girl's funny. I like this.
Thanks.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question, which is from Juden Warrior. What was it like to unknowingly or unwillingly be a part of a viral series? So it's similar to the last question, but so let's talk about that for a sec. Because like when this happened, so what happened was I saw you dancing across the street, and this was right when I started to get into TikTok. So I just thought it could possibly, I wanted to do it and like to send you my number via drone, but I thought it could be a TikTok or something. So I kind of just like recorded myself doing all this stuff just in case, like putting the number on, and then like I had no idea if it was gonna work or anything. And then it happened, and I had this footage of all this happening, and that's when like I was like, I think I hit you up, and I was like, hey, can I post this? Or did
you were really good about, because I texted you.
I'm trying to remember how exactly it happened. I think I didn't realize that it would go viral. I kind of just like asked you if I could post this, and you said like, cool, sure. But then it went viral, and then I was like, and then I think I checked in, and I was like, hey, is this cool? Like,
and I think, you know, in the mix of it being like an unwilling or like, you know, kind of like random, it was definitely one of those, you know, I feel like a lot of people, I'm not gonna say everyone, but I feel like a lot of people always think like, what if, you know, like what if like this thing happens, like what would my life be like? Let's take a taste of it. Like, so I wasn't upset by it. I was definitely like, you know, who's curious, who wasn't curious about like, you know, being like semi-famous. So I was like, yeah, this is fine. Like, let's see how this goes. This is kind of fun. Like I have family like reaching out saying like, this is so cool. And like, it was kind of cool, like, you know, making people happy. And so it was definitely like, it was good for the most part, I would say.
I mean, was there any moments that you were like not sure if you wanted that, or if, like...
I mean, because you know, I think I have the majority of my followers at this point are like active followers, I would say, on Instagram. Because that was after like New York Times posted that story on us, and that was when the influx came in. Right. And I was like, whoa. Like I maybe got like an extra 1,000 or 2 just from like you posting it on Instagram, but it was the New York Times that like gave me the like buttload of people.
Shout out to the Times.
Yeah, honestly, their power, it's nuts. But so I was kind of just like, whoa, okay. So like I kind of like lost like, in a way, like the autonomy of my Instagram. Now it's like, oh, do I like make now another like private Instagram because like this one feels like it's more showcasey. Like and this was like not like anything I was working towards. Like literally this kind of like fell in my lap. Like there's a lot of influencers that like work towards this, and like they're prepared for it because they have this slow build up, and I just had like 40-something thousand people in like a day. And I was like, what do I do
Was
now?
that like a lot of pressure all of a sudden?
Oh,
Like you felt like you couldn't post what you would normally post, and then
it was a mix between that and then like just getting like a bunch of like DMs from people like asking a lot of like questions, or just like kind of just being like, hi, and I'm like, hi. Like, hey,
what's up?
And I'm just like, I was like, I don't know, how do people maneuver this? Like, there's like people go to college for this now, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I went to school for like marketing and like sales, and I was in a business school. I'm like, this is not what I expected to do. So there was some pressure to like keep it up. And then I think I eventually like shook myself out of it. And I was like, you know, like, especially after like posting like a few things, like a few brand deals, I was like, I could do this from time to time again, but this, I don't think this is my, like, this isn't going to be my life. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's more questions that kind of address this later too, like about pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure that, we
can dive in.
We'll dive in a little bit more. But the next question is from Beth _ cult art. What do you love most about New York? Does it feel like home?
I love most about New York. I always say the reason that I came here and stayed here was because there's always something new to do. And like and even like if you know, you find the things that you really like to do, you keep doing that, but then there's always something new to explore. Like you never run out of options, whether it's like bars or just like, you know, activities to do, like places to see. Like there's always something either changing or like kind of cycling through, and you always find new experiences and meet new people. So many people to meet here. It feels like home. I mean, for me, it's a little different. I grew up from the suburbs of New York. Right. So New York was always kind of like in my backyard. Like if like a bunch of people from my high school were going to a concert, it wasn't like we were traveling. We were taking a train in. Right. Like we were taking the Metro North from like what people will call upstate. It's not upstate. Yeah. But like we'll take the train in.
Upstate.
I know everyone else does, and it's very frustrating, and I will fight you on site. Everyone like it's like a 30-minute train ride from like our train station to Grand Central. And that was it.
Easy.
It was super easy.
Yeah.
So New York always had a homey feeling no matter what, but now like actually living in it, and like I never really thought I live in Brooklyn, but that was just like where we ended up. And so like Brooklyn never really felt like home until I started living here, and I love Brooklyn. I love it so much.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
I love it here.
I know that. I know you love it here.
I love New York. Question from Nick Shattuck. Honest first impression of Jeremy.
Oh, that you were funny.
Really?
Yeah, because you had like, because also like right before you like right at one point you were kind of like waving out your window too. We didn't like get that on video, but you were like waving out your window, but you had this like funny wave, and I was just like, who is this guy across the street?
Yeah.
And what is he doing? You're like pressed up against your window, and I was like, he's really
That's right. I forgot about that.
I have.
That's why I think I also did it, is because I felt that.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like as creepy because it wasn't like totally out of nowhere. Like we like waved we acknowledged each other,
but you know, we just didn't get on video because there's gotta be some things that aren't on video. But yeah, you were like pressed up, I think, against your bedroom window.
I remember being silly and kind of doing that. I was I totally forgot about that.
I have a really weird memory, just let you know.
Yeah, I remember being against my bedroom window with just like looking. I mean, at this point I was like stuck in my apartment alone for like a week now or something, and I just saw some human interaction, and I just sensed I felt like we connected a little bit, so I was just like
literally I was like, who is this guy? What are you doing?
Too funny. Next question is from Greta World Peace. Did you think Greta World Peace? That's a great handle. I wonder if she's affiliated with Greta.
Dope. That's dope.
Question from Greta World Peace. Did you think Germ was a weirdo at first?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. Well, because like also right after we like exchanged numbers and we were like talking a little bit, we also FaceTimed that night like very quickly, and you seemed super chill. Like it was very like I did not get any weird vibes, and I know a lot. It was after we texted a little bit. Then we did I just FaceTime you right away? I think so.
Yeah, and then because I just do that. I'm a FaceTimer. I know.
That's my way of communicating. I do that because of you, and I was never like.
How much better is it? It's a way better means of communication. I mean,
yeah, I know it is.
I need some emotion in the text. Like you don't know if they're sometimes people text with just a period. I have a good friend, and she texts. Do you know my friend Marie?
I don't think so. I don't think I'm
Okay. She always texts with a period at the end of
and
anything.
It's like, how do you read that?
It's like, yeah, I just never. It just sounds like she's pissed all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I read on text. But she's actually not. I mean, it's
so funny.
It's not like that. But with FaceTime, that issue is solved. You
and
just
then, like you also feel good when they answer.
Yeah.
And like you're just like, oh my god, they actually like took the time out to answer, despite like they could be like in a crowded bar, and you're like,
yeah.
They're like,
FaceTime is where it's at.
FaceTime
is where it's at.
But no, I did not think you were weirdo.
Okay. Thanks.
Honestly.
Although being weird is kind of a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you are a weirdo.
Yeah.
I just didn't think you were one at first.
Okay. Yeah. You just didn't realize until later.
Yeah, exactly.
Question from Lisbeth_Santana123. What's your nationality?
Aha. That is the
question.
Well, really, I mean, I'm American.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're meeting like ethnicity here.
Yeah. I'm assuming too.
Yeah.
Is that what
so
she means by?
Sorry. The main two, there's a bunch. I'm a bit of a mutt. But the main two is that I'm Italian and I'm Filipino. Which, yeah, but I'm also like German, Hungarian. I did like an ancestry, which was fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, German, Hungarian, Romanian. I guess more German.
But it really feels like, knowing you, it really feels like you're 50-50. Like perfectly.
Yeah.
Especially going to visit, coming up for Christmas with your
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanksgiving.
I know they're like the same.
I get these holidays mixed up. Coming up for Thanksgiving and having
a lot of Filipino food.
Well, yeah, it was like half Filipino and half Italian. And your dad is very Italian and your mom is very Filipino.
Yeah. Well, you also met my grandma,
and
who
your
is
grandma
very Filipino.
So it's it's cool.
I know those are the main two I identify with. Like I don't ever really say like, oh, my like German heritage, because like I don't really know it, so I don't identify with it as much. Obviously, I know it's a part of me, but it was never something that was really like a culture that was passed down to me from a young age, while like my Italian heritage and like my Filipino heritage were very much like instilled in me very young. I'm also in the process of getting a Philippine passport, dual citizenship.
That's
so
sick.
We're in the process of that.
Nice. Trying to go to the Philippines?
Always. I've been once and I want to go back, and we can't go back currently because of, you know, all the border shutdowns with COVID.
Yeah.
But I could if, you know, I get this passport. And yeah, I've wanted to go back. I haven't been in like 10 years.
Do you feel like you identify with one side over the other, or do you feel kind of pretty even about?
I personally feel like I identify with both pretty evenly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in a way Italian more just because I am more Italian and my name sounds very Italian, and
which food do you like better, Italian food or Filipino food?
Oh, that's not fair. That they appease to different palates. They're I just have more Italian food because it's pasta. I have so much pasta. But like having like Filipino food feels like a celebration, you know, like it feels like a treat, you know?
Yeah.
So
some good old chicken adobo.
It's the best. Pancit, it's the best.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next question, which is from Anna_Samara00. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Tea.
I know. I know that.
Anyone who knows me knows tea.
I got into tea kind of late, and I got into tea because I got sick, or like one day I got sick, and my boss just kept telling me, she was like, just have like, I think it was lemon ginger probably, just put some honey in it and just enjoy. And I was like, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
And so now, at least every time I'm sick, I have tea every single time. I used to never do that. And now sometimes like in the afternoons, if my days are like dragging, I'll just like make myself a cup of tea.
Nice.
It's nice having free tea and coffee where I work.
Oh yeah.
So I get to just kind of like help myself.
But why do you pick tea over coffee? Sometimes you just need a little switch up? Or?
Yeah. Sometimes I just need something like, because sometimes coffee is just like too strong and like too hard. Like tea's just a little bit softer.
Yeah.
You know, it just like makes you like feel good. But
and
9 out of 10
what's your go-to coffee order? And shop?
Super basic. Shop.
In the neighborhood. Go to coffee shop and then go to coffee order.
I love variety. I do.
Yeah.
I love variety coffee. So glad it's there. Every time I'm there, I always get the cold brew with just like cream. I don't put any sugar. So basically it's like a nice coffee with just cream or milk. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever my stomach can tolerate. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh man.
It's rough.
Yeah, that's a cool spot. I really like the sign outside of it.
It's so cool.
It's a cool sign. Question from Mooch_Rose7. What is your favorite sound?
Oh my God. That is
I like that. I read that and I was like, what is your
Yeah.
favorite sound? Ooh, I kind of like that question. So I thought I'd pick it.
Okay, I'm just saying what came to mind first, but
Let's go
I
with
do love falling asleep to like rain and thunderstorms. To the point where like sometimes like I will like put on like that like as I'm going to bed, like on like my like speaker or like my Alexa, and I'll just like play like a shuffle of like
Nice.
that and just like go to sleep to it. Feels great. But
Yeah, one of my fondest childhood memories is watching thunderstorms out of the window with my sister and dad.
oh
When we'd get it, I feel like we got so many thunderstorms when I was growing up, and like we would.
yeah.
Is that even I feel like there's no thunderstorms anymore.
I feel
Maybe
like
I'm just
no, there really aren't. There was one recently, and like a lot of my friends that lived here for like almost 2 years are just like, I think that was like one of our first thunderstorms ever. I'm like,
Wow.
what?
I feel the same way also about fireflies. I feel like there used to be
You have to come
where I grew up in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, there was always fireflies, and then I just don't remember the last
you have
time
to
I've
come up to the burbs. They're
Yeah?
all over in the burbs. Yeah.
Okay, still.
Yep.
All right, I'm glad they're
I
still
know. You have to
flying
go.
around.
What is it, like June-ish is like their peak season. I also
Okay.
kept calling them lightning bugs.
Lightning bugs, fireflies.
I know,
Yeah.
like they're interchangeable, but I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know. I always call them lightning bugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, thunder always I associated with camp. I always liked it at camp.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have another favorite sound that you thought of in the meantime? Before
No.
I'm trying to think of another good one. There's so many good sounds out there.
I know.
The other one that pops up for me is just the click of a shutter.
Oh,
It's just like
I mean, come on.
specifically on a film camera, on like most film cameras,
Yeah.
just compared to a digital camera, like clicking a shutter or just camera sounds in general.
Yeah.
I love those
Oh,
sounds.
I love a good
brings joy to me.
I love a good clacky keyboard. I love because I type pretty fast, so I love when my keyboard makes a lot of noise. Makes me really happy.
Nice. Yeah, it even sounds better if you have like long nails and you're just making just like double clack. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question, which is from Theo_creator. What date was better, the rooftop quarantine date or the bubble boy date? Lol.
The lull at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I try to say the whole question. So
I think it depends, but I think in general, like actually, I would say the roof date, like us eating dinner, because that was us actually like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to talk a lot at the bubble
That's
date.
fair. That's fair.
You know, like the bubble date was a lot of fun. I was also very embarrassed, and you knew that. You were like, "Are you good?" I was like, "Kind of."
Yeah.
But like the roof date, like we actually like I got to like eat my meal. You got to eat your meal. We had like our FaceTime set up, and like we actually just got to like talk and like properly get to know each other.
That was
Felt
the
like,
first time we really talked.
Yeah, like we talked like a little bit, but it was more just about like let's just tell our story like 12.
We actually had a date
times.
then. That was an actual date.
It was an actual date. We like literally like up until my phone died. Sorry.
Yeah. It's cool.
Got a little bit better with that.
Reoccurring theme. Right?
But yeah, I would definitely say that one just in terms of it being like an actual date.
Like the other ones were dates, but this one was like we actually talked a lot.
Yeah.
Like the bubble date, the other date that he asked about, like the whole idea and spontaneity was like that. It had that aspect of a date, but we didn't like talk early because you couldn't hear me through the bubble and vice versa.
Couldn't hear you through the bubble.
So we just like walked in the park for a little
and
bit.
then like a bunch of people were following us, like, you know, PD stopped us to take a picture.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I mean, it was definitely still a date, but it was definitely different. While like
we just laughed a bunch.
We laughed.
That
the
was our
entire
means of
time,
communication.
and you
just
kept
laugh.
bumping into me.
Yeah, I did a couple times on purpose, but mostly on accident.
Oh well, yeah.
That thing is hard to navigate.
I believe it.
Yeah, I still have a fresh bubble from that.
Yes.
I'm surprised no one asked this question, so I kind of want to bring it up
because I don't think
why I have the bubble
they didn't show
now.
us a lot. That's why we weren't really as advertised as like some of the other couples were.
Yeah. Okay. So a question that didn't get asked that I kind of wanted to address was. I guess we didn't talk about it too much, but one of the cooler things that we did is we got asked to be in an underwear commercial together.
We're underwear models.
We're underwear. We can say we're underwear models now. We modeled in underwear for MeUndies.
Yeah,
and it was interesting.
It was an experience.
I was hoping we'd get on a billboard, but we didn't because that would have been so funny.
I know. It's okay.
But we ended up just getting our photos ended up just getting used for web, I think. Like on there,
we were
maybe in social a little bit. I think they're on social.
We were on their Instagram, if I'm like remember everything correctly.
Yeah.
We were on their Instagram. They did do a post on us. Yeah. We were on a Snapchat ad, and we were on their site.
Okay.
Yeah, we did end up on their site.
For their Valentine's Day campaign. So
Right.
that was pretty cool. So we could cross that off the bucket list now that we are.
It wasn't really
underwear
on
model.
the bucket list, but
Yeah,
it
I mean, it was on my bucket list. Be an underwear model.
It wasn't on mine. Again, like I live a very average life. Underwear model was not really up there. It wasn't on my like 2020 bingo card.
Yeah. So to answer the question, the rooftop.
The
date was
rooftop
better.
date for sure.
I agree. Question from A Disruption. What is the most annoying thing about Jeremy?
I feel like originally it would be the fact that you would FaceTime that used to drive me up the freaking wall.
Really?
I literally I get so annoyed. I literally, like you'd start calling and Katie would hear me yell. I'm like, oh my God, he's calling me. But it would just be because it would just be like a sporadic FaceTime. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that anymore, but definitely like at the time until I then became a FaceTime person. So now I do this to my friends and they probably think the exact same thing about me. Yeah. It would be that.
So now you love it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I would have answered today, but you know, I had to be at work. I feel so bad when my friends call me at work and I'm like, I can't.
I FaceTimed you today. And
you did FaceTime me today at work and I was like, I can't answer.
Like,
there's someone really important in the building and I have to be on my A game.
And question from Jennifer Marie. Let me read this a little bit closer. Questions from Jennifer Marie Ledesma. What's your favorite thing about Jeremy?
That you're kind. You're a very kind person. And that shows like, yeah, I mean, through everything that you've done. Very kind.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. You're really kind too. I can say a lot of compliments about you.
Turn this interview around.
Let's turn it around for a second. My favorite thing about Tori.
And least favorite. I want both.
And least favorite? Well, least favorite or most annoying?
Most annoying.
I'd say if I had to pick most annoying, I'd say you're going to hate this answer.
Oh no.
How much you love karaoke. I'm not a karaoke guy. What can I say? Some people are, some people aren't, you know.
All right.
I can tolerate it. I mean, and I could do it. I like it here and there, but you love it. Like if I were to say, it's like, I don't know.
I'm not a good singer. I want to make that clear.
No, I think so. I mean, I love the songs that you sing.
I mean, yeah.
Because those are the funnest songs to do karaoke to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's all the, like A Day to Remember, All Time Low. What is this genre called? It's emo pop punk.
A lot of emo pop punk. That's like me and my roommate's style. And like, we just like every maybe once a month, we'll have like an emo night in our apartment. And it's like just the two of us. Yeah. That's like our form of a karaoke night.
Yeah.
But that's fair.
And I'd say my favorite thing about you is how laid back and like always like in a good mood. Like I feel like you're not, at least every single time we've been together, like it's like I've never really, it's always been pleasant to be around you. And like thanks. Yeah, also there's some people outside. Also I don't know, I think those are the two top things I'd say. Cool. This is nervous saying this on a podcast.
Thanks for coming to my interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And okay, this question kind of goes along to the karaoke, but question is from Lauren_Moy Gonzalez.
I love these handles.
Yeah, I like to shout out the handles because I always appreciate these people asking the questions, taking the time to think of a good question. So the least I could do is give them a little shout out in the pod. What is your most annoying song on your phone? And then it's this emoji.
Oh God, what is my most annoying song? Oh my God, that is a really good question.
I'm trying to think of mine too.
Because I'm like,
well, what songs do we have on our phone? We just have streaming now, so I guess we could
like, what song do I like go to on Spotify that others would probably find really annoying?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of mine too. I'm
trying to think what I've like really listened to recently.
I think I don't have this playlist saved anymore, but this was like the funniest playlist that I had saved, and sometimes I would just like play it to mess around with people. But I saved this playlist called, it was something like worst songs to make love to, and it was literally like the word. I think the first song on it is Cotton Eye Joe.
Just Cotton Eye Joe, like on a loop.
Yeah.
Just restart.
So, I guess my answer is Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, but like I feel like everyone's played that. I feel like I need to look at my Spotify, but like I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, we could if it pops up in your head.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Because I don't know.
Maybe if you think of it, you could DM Lauren_Moy Gonzalez and let her know.
Will do. Sorry about that.
Question from Deanna the Sunchild. Top 3 countries you would like to visit?
Ooh. That is a really good question. I really, really want to go to Brazil. I really want to go to Indonesia. And I really want to go to Morocco. Try to like go like around, but that's also true.
Yeah. Wait, did you say Indonesia, Morocco, and
Brazil?
Brazil,
Yeah.
I really want to go to.
I've never been to South America, and that's just like in general, like that's just like a bucket list just to like get to South America.
And being an underwear model isn't?
Look, traveling is a little bit easier to do than become an underwear model.
For me, Brazil, India, Australia.
Australia's a great time.
Yeah. You've been?
Yeah. We've talked about this. Come on.
Wait, remind me. Where did you go for?
Traveled alone. I went right after I graduated college.
Right. Okay.
And I went for like a month, stayed with family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry. Next question. Question is from Case Susie. How absolutely shocked were you when it hit you? Okay. How absolutely shocked were you when he hit you with the sweet birthday light surprise?
Because you sent it to me like via text. And so you were like, just wait. Okay, now open it. And I just saw like her picture with like a play button. And I the first thing I said, I looked down and was like, no. Like you didn't do that. There's no way. And
so this was part 5, I believe.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
Yeah.
It was a birthday date that I recorded, and a lot of these I recorded your surprise. I mean, this one especially, I tried to time it perfectly.
No, you did great. And I remember, because I know you told my roommate, I think you told Katie what you did. And I was like, are you going to tell me? And she was like, no, but you're going to really like it. And I was like, oh, frick. So I was nervous. I was like,
by the way, I super
know.
Appreciate Katie for not spilling the beans, because that would have ruined it. On a lot of these things, I had to like let her
Katie.
know without telling you. So yeah.
Big shout out to Katie.
Katie, great roommate,
great best friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She really holds it down. But yeah, my reaction was just like, there's no way you did this. There's no fucking way. And then pull it up, and then like, because she's one of those artists where like I've met a lot of like my favorite like bands and whatnot, because like when I was like in high school, I listened to a lot of pop punk, and it's really easy to meet these artists like after the show. So like there's a lot of like my favorite artists growing up that like I didn't meet, because that was always like my taste in music.
Yeah.
And I'd like Lights at that time as well, but she was just one of those people that I'd never met, and I still haven't met. And so like this was like for me like the closest thing to like some semblance of like she's acknowledging that like I exist. And I was like, no, that's why it like fully blew me away.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is crazy.
So it was a little backstory. It was totally random that I found out Tori's favorite artist. Is she your favorite artist, would you say, or like one of your favorite?
I would say, I mean, like I feel like I don't have like a top
but
favorite.
She's in the top tier.
100%.
So I found out it was one of Tori's favorite artists, and I just happened to be friends with someone, shout out Jessie Quinn, who is really good friends with her. So I reached out to Jessie. I'm like, Jessie, can you do me a huge favor, please? I hate to be this guy, but can you please get Lights to say happy birthday, Tori? I'll be forever grateful. So shout out Jessie for making that happen. I couldn't have done it without her. So, and shout out to Lights too
shout out to Lights for like doing it, because that blew my mind.
Yeah, it was really cool of both of them. True team effort for your little birthday surprise.
Fun fact, our birthdays are a day apart.
Oh wow.
Yeah, our birthday's April 11th. It's like one of those things when like you're like 13 and you figure that out, you're like, this is the coolest thing.
You feel even closer.
So it like never left my memory.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So we're both Aries
gang. I'm Virgo.
I know.
Next question from Walensky Squire. What's your occupation?
Ooh, do I like do a company drop? I feel like
I mean, you could also skip it if you want. You get 2 skips.
I mean, I'll do the bare bones, which I've done. I've already talked to like numerous news sources about this. This is more relaxed than that. Mm-hmm. I work for a co-working space in, and you laugh every time I say this.
Because I love it, because you get it's so funny because you try to wiggle around not trying to say the company. I feel like without.
I mean, I'll just say it. It doesn't matter. I feel like so I work for WeWork, which I mean I mainly wiggled around it at first was because like about a year ago, it had only been like a few months before like WeWork was in the news a lot,
right?
And so I kind of like didn't want to draw attention to
of course,
like what
it's
I
like,
did for work.
It's kind of awkward to talk about because it doesn't have anything to do with you, but it just happens to you just happen to work for this company that
and
really,
I like love working for WeWork, and I still do. I'm like still here. My 2 years actually tomorrow with the company.
Hey, mazel.
So like I love working for WeWork, and I basically just help run one of the buildings in New York. Will not say which one, obviously.
Don't want people to show up.
Don't want to do that. There's enough anyways that hopefully you shouldn't find me. But
yeah, and you've watched the documentary we talked.
I have watched the documentary.
And what are your thoughts on the documentary?
It's very informative, and that's all I'll say on that.
But WeWork, it's not anything like that anymore. Right?
No, it's a great environment, and like I really like working there a lot. And you know, the buildings are definitely getting busier. More people are like coming back to work. Mm-hmm. I will say though, when I recently moved to a new building like in the last month.
Yeah.
And I think 2 weeks in, I was just like sitting at like the desk, and like someone comes up to me and she's like, you probably get this like all the time, but are you Tori from that TikTok? And I was like, I don't get this all the time. And yeah, I am.
How'd that feel?
It doesn't happen to me a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's only happened to me like, I say only, but it's happened to me like 2 or 3 times in like the whole past like year.
I mean, you've been also wearing a mask, so people can't really necessarily
True.
recognize.
And then I like cut my hair like halfway through the year.
Right,
so I'm like, I don't know, maybe the bangs are going to hide me even more.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Next question is from Sarah Noetch. I pronounced it like that because there's
H's?
like 10 A's.
Oh, A's.
Yeah. Sarah Noetch. What's the grossest thing about Jerem?
Oh, the grossest.
Is there? Yeah. Do you know anything that I feel like everyone does gross things,
right?
We all do gross things, but do you know anything I do that's gross?
I don't know. No. I'm trying to think, and I'm gonna go with no. You're a very clean person in general, and like.
Sorry Sarah for not we didn't satisfy that answer. Maybe not.
I know.
I'm curious if you know this person, because this question is from Haley Teagle. She asked, what do you miss the most about Florida State? So she knows you went to Florida State.
Maybe. Okay, what do I miss the most?
Being a Seminole.
Yes, I was a Seminole. Go Noles. I miss being in like walking distance to all of my best friends. Like all of my friends that I made at school, like when we were all like living at campus, we could just like all at the drop of a hat just like meet up for lunch. And
a drop of a hat,
right? Is that the expression?
I haven't heard that expression. I mean, it makes sense.
Did I say that right? I don't know, but it was just like I miss like the community like kind of thing. Like I don't know. I mean, college was fun. I'm glad I'm not still in college, and I'm glad like, you know, very much past that part of my life.
Yeah.
But it was really cool just like hanging out with my friends basically whenever I wanted and whenever they wanted. Obviously, like now, like we all have different like work schedules, and like even when we had different like class schedules though, like it was still like very convenient, and I missed the convenience. I also like, I don't know, it was kind of cool living in Florida for a while. I mean, very different. I'm glad I'm not still in Florida though. I'll be honest, sorry Florida. But I loved living there. I don't regret it, not even a little bit.
Yeah. And my family, as you know, lives in Florida now. So both got some Florida ties.
We do. I know.
What a crazy state.
It is. Love it there. And like I love all my friends that are like still there. Y'all are doing great.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so what's something else you miss though? Like the football games,
yeah, I do miss the football games a lot. I do miss the nightlife. The nightlife was a lot of fun.
Really?
I mean, because it's bad in the sense that like you can go to a bar at 18. Like they just like
legally?
They would like ban you like different.
You could go to it legally, but then you weren't supposed to drink. And then, but then everyone,
of course,
did,
you wear like a long sleeve shirt and like you hide your like
classic.
You wear your band because that's the way that they like determined. Like you wear like a green band on your left wrist if you were like underage, and like a red band on your right wrist if you were 21.
Something so crazy to think about is I feel like it's going to be harder and harder for kids to do stuff like this in the future, like sneak out of their house, like with all these like technology. How normalized it is to have just like cameras in every household.
Every house has like a Ring like camera system, and
like how do kids like or like sneaking into bars? Soon they'll be like digitized, so you just like can't.
Well, I was never a sneak out kind of kid. I couldn't really do that. But I lived in a pretty, not like I wouldn't say a strict household, but like, you know, I followed the rules, and then I was like, all right, you guys I'm getting some free will to pick where I want to go to school. We're going to pick a party school. And so I did. Yeah. Like, it was my first taste of like, I can go out on a Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm envious of that. I never had the party school experience. I just went to art school.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm always, New York, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm, you know, no regrets, but like, I kind of like, it would be cool to go to a football game that I went to.
It was a
school
lot
that
of
I went
fun.
to,
and like, you know, and you're all doing the same like chants and songs, and it's like definitely like it's one of those. I feel like, I mean, it's any football game in a way.
How does the Florida Seminole chant Florida State go?
I'm not doing that. It's kind of
Please,
offensive.
It's offensive.
I mean, like our yeah,
right,
it's definitely like controversial.
Okay, then I'm good. Then I don't want to hear
That's
it.
What I mean. I'm like, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on to the next question then, which is from we already talked about this. I'm going to move on to the next question. I'll just say it. Thigh.11 asked, what's your favorite Filipino food?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I would say chicken adobo for sure. Yeah. It's just so good. That, and when my grandma like used to still make them, she made the best egg rolls. Ooh. Like, so good. So good.
Next question from Shiduggan. Do you get recognized? I guess 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times. I will say one of those times was like so annoying because I was with like 3 of like my best friends who you've met. I was with like Keanu and Lily and Cameron, and we were like in the Lower East Side.
What a crew. Love them.
And it was one of those things where like I've like told them like, you know, this doesn't happen, blah, blah, blah.
They probably loved it.
Oh, I literally wanted to get out of that situation so fast because they were going to roast me, and they did. And I felt so bad to like the guy that like pointed me out. I had like walked past him already, which was like the worst part. Like he was sitting down and we were like walking to get dinner, and I was like, I guess kind of like, I don't want to say like I was leading the group, but I was definitely up front.
Was this the guy that I went to college with?
Yes. Yeah. And I like had already walked past him and who he's sitting with, and I just hear like, "You're Tori Cigs," and I was like, oh my God. And I turned around, I was like, yeah. And like I talked to him for a little bit, but I already could feel the like eyes from my friends just being like, oh my God.
And then they roasted you shortly after that. They
roasted me for the next like 20 minutes, and it was just like, God damn it.
Makes for a good story.
But for the most part, no. Just sometimes, rarely, usually by people you know. 2 people were someone that you knew. The one person at work was
totally random.
Totally
and
random.
That was the most recent.
That was most recent. Yeah. It was like not even a month ago.
Wow. Question coming in from Alexandrostrio. So you get tired of people asking your relationship status? ? Tori?
Do I get tired? Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, what are your DMs like? Well, what are they like now / what were they like at first?
Well, at first it was just like a lot of people just being like, saw your story from like X country, like love you guys, this is amazing. Like all like really like,
I love those DMs.
They were great, like, and they still are. They come in every now and then, and they're amazing. Now it's sometimes you just get the occasional hi, or they're just like, people will like react to like my Instagram stories, which was like harmless, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, it's always just the like, so what's the update? Where's the next part? Like what, So a lot of those more so than that.
Yeah, I get ever since like, I want to say since like part 5, because at first we made these videos. They were like pretty consistent, like once every week or 2 weeks. And then after part 5 happened, which was your birthday,
we kind of like dropped off.
Yeah, which was a little bit over a year ago now. We just celebrated your birthday together, which is fun. Yeah. That was a lot of, that bar was awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah.
Just needed somewhere that worked. It worked.
Ever since that part 5, because there was like a big gap between part 6 and then after part 6, I get DMs every day, every single day. Like, what's the update? Need to know.
And then especially like when we like post something like together, because we don't always post like something on like each other's Instagram stories, but like if we do post it like we're together or whatever, like then they all come flooding in.
And also these questions are totally fair. Like I get it. Like I don't read them and I'm like, it's just like overwhelming and it's like so much pressure. It's
or like I rarely post on TikTok, but when I do, that's about half of my TikTok comments. Like, where's Jeremy? Why isn't he here? Like what's the update? Where's the next part? I'm just like,
and it's nice that people are like curious and care, but also it's like you know, it's a lot. It's a lot.
A little bit of a lot.
Yeah. And so now we're getting to the juicy part.
Oh boy.
Now it's when the real questions come in that everyone has been asking. And like I said earlier, there's about 500 questions probably, and over 80% of them were this similar question. So I just picked my favorite one out of all of them, which is from, I mean, they're all the same question that are similar but different. And this was my favorite one out of all of them, which is from Hannah Soley. And she just says in all caps, are you dating or nah?
Or nah. I'm gonna let you do the honors on that.
You want me to do the honors?
Yeah.
Should we rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
What? You're gonna do like, oh God.
You want to say it at the same time?
Sure.
All right.
I'm like nervous.
All right. I'll just say it. Tori and I, we're not dating.
We're not dating.
We've become really good friends.
Very good friends.
And I cherish what we had. I mean, it's like really cool.
Oh, I mean,
we have.
Obviously.
Like, if this story happened to, I mean, it would have been cool if like we got married and stuff. That would be cool. But it was just like, it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of force.
Yeah.
And we did, I think the next question kind of says this. It's from Eileen Lopez 90, and she said, did you guys actually give dating a shot? Which I feel like we did. We did.
We gave it a shot. I mean, it's definitely tough in terms of like, we had a lot of eyes. We had a lot of eyes on us.
I think it was a very unique situation because everyone was rooting for us, which is amazing.
Yeah. We love to see it.
But like while we got to know each other, the basis of what we knew about it, we just had the same conversation again and again, telling our story again and again. And then we had the one date. Mm-hmm. And then we'd FaceTime, but we never really like got to know each other too much. It was and then it wasn't until after like one thing started. I think the first time we hung out in person was at the Black Lives Matter rally in our neighborhood,
which was in May. Yeah. So at that point, that was like it's already been 2 months since we first met.
I want to say beginning of June.
It was either May or June. It might have been late May.
Yeah, I want to say everything started happening like June 1st.
Yeah, like it was really like summertime, basically.
Yeah. So, anyways, even though it was crazy, it was like a long distance relationship across the street from each other because we were being responsible of the rules. Like you were the first person besides, because I was living alone for a while at that point. So I think the only person I was really seeing was Max. I don't even know if I was seeing him besides.
I don't know.
Anyways, we were just like texting and FaceTiming a bunch. And then there was a rally in our neighborhood.
And that was like, it was like a very spur of the moment. Like we didn't plan to go to that together.
I literally FaceTimed you and I'm just like.
Well, because I saw you were there and then I was like, where is it? And like me and Katie like ran outside.
And we joined us and that's how we met.
That is literally the first time, like sans bubble, like without the bubble.
Without the bubble.
Without the bubble. That was the first time
masks.
We were like,
And then that was the first time we were together, which is cool.
Right.
And then after that, I think we started hanging out a little bit.
Yeah. After that, definitely more. I don't even remember the next time we hung out after that.
Yeah. But it's funny looking back on it.
I know.
Now we hang out a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, with things like a little bit more relaxed, and I mean, again, you literally came for Thanksgiving, so.
Which I thought was Christmas for a second. It's so long ago now. Time is.
That does feel like a long time ago, which is crazy. Time doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then all right, this last question is from Aaliyah A. Cintron. So how does the story continue?
Well, definitely as friends, I would say. I mean, I think just as we were before, we took everything kind of like day by day, and we will always take things day by day. Our friendship is still growing and evolving, and we're still getting to know each other every day. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. And then also we might film some other we might have another part of our story in the future. Hopefully. Well, we might. We've talked about something. Yeah. That we might make something, but we got to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, we keep some things to ourselves.
But it's like a long-term thing that we might revisit. At some
don't
point.
Hold your breath.
But yeah, just so everyone knows who was rooting for us, like, thank you for rooting for us, and we gave it a try.
Of course we gave it a try.
So
we owed it to the world, but we also owed it to ourselves, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, and we definitely gave it a very honest try, for sure.
But without this, we wouldn't have. I'm really glad I met you through all this. Like, what are the chances that this story, like me flying the drone to someone, happened to be you? Like, compared to like most people, it wouldn't. I mean,
no. When people ask me all the time, like, did you ever think something like this would happen to you? Like, no. Who like actually like thinks like one day someone's gonna like send like a messenger pigeon like my way? Like, no one like thinks of like one of these things just like falling into their lap. It just does, and I just couldn't believe it happened, and here we are, which is wild.
Here we are. Well, that about wraps up the podcast. And that also wraps up season 1. I was really excited to have you as the last guest. You're the perfect last guest for
I'm so glad.
season 1 of this podcast.
So glad you had me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and sharing. This story is kind of it's been a long time coming.
I know.
So I think this was a cool way to kind of tell everyone in this long form.
Yeah, I feel like we've never like people don't really see us having like conversations like this. You know, because a lot of things are like on TikTok and it's like mainly visual and like you like narrating, right? Or like the news. So this is nice. We get to like actually have like a conversation.
Totally. Yeah.
That's, like people get to see like a very authentic version of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. That wraps up season 1, episode 8 with Tori. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the Ask Not Me Anything podcast. And we're going to go on hiatus for a little bit. Wow. I squeaked there. I squeaked there really bad. We squeaked there. Oh, no. Should I keep going? I'm going to keep going. We're not going to redo that. I just want to keep going. We're about to go on a little hiatus for a little bit, but season 2 is going to be incredible, so be sure to tune in to that whenever that is, and I hope everyone has a great day, and thanks again for listening. Bye.